Hi guys, welcome back. So England 69, Tonga 3, big win for England. Was it the greatest warm-up for Australia and South Africa? Well, I think physically, probably yes. They had to deal with some serious size and power from Tonga. Tactically, I think definitely no. Tonga's set piece, nowhere near good enough. Didn't have a tactical kicking game, so in that respect, no. But they did what they had to do, and they did it pretty tidily, to be fair. I think they'll be happy with their run out. A lot of guys getting a good taste there, getting into it, getting into the international groove. On 2 minutes, it's the first England attack and they score straight away. Radwan involved twice. Now, Radwan is a real handful, very rough around the edges, did make some errors, but he causes problems ball in hand with a pass first of all, actually, and then he squirms over nicely on the right. Not the greatest tackle, but 5-0 straight away. Slade missing the conversion, and he didn't kick great, to be fair, in this game at all, Slade, but it was kind of a last-minute thing with Farrell obviously isolating, Furbank having to play 10, Slade went to kick. 5 minutes later, Tonga come back into it, actually carrying pretty hard. England managing some big hits as well. England's forwards did tackle well in this game for some errors, but Tonga end up with a line out, nearly through, go for an over-the-top line out, but the final pass of the move actually goes straight to Tuilangi, so England managed to clear, so a little bit of a let-off for England there. But England back into it again on 10 minutes with another try. It starts with a no-release penalty. England don't bother even going to the post even this early in the game, showing their intent. Probably going to be different if they were playing South Africa this early on, of course. Anyway, 5-metre line out. Decent maul defence from Tonga, some big shots from Tonga, but they are infringing, so they get another shot, and this time a very patient, well-constructed maul. Some good technical stuff from England in this whole game, certainly forwards-wise. George piles over 10-0, obviously Slade missing. England do go offside shortly after this. It's a 40-metre shot at goal, but it's well wide. Then 3 really nice high ball takes in a row from Freddie Stewart. And what Freddie Stewart did well this game is what he does well for Leicester, and that is dominate the airways. It wasn't the greatest kick chase game from Tonga, but he did what he had to do, and he's an absolute brute in the air. You don't want to get anywhere near him. Huge. Decent in attack, runs hard lines, maybe in defence not the most agile, but what he gives you is that serious security. Anyway, Tonga do get a mirror image kick on the other side, and they manage to slot that one, so they get 10-3. And little would they know that is their only points of the match. So big carries from Tonga, but Stewart's hoovering up any leftovers that get kicked through as well very nicely, so no real threat 20 minutes in from Tonga. On 22, Furbank makes a really nice clean break. He is quick, especially for a fly half, if he's playing fly half, that is. He gets isolated, but there is a high tackle, so it's a penalty. England go to a 5-metre maul, but some big blocking actually on that maul, so that gets ruled out. I just made a note at this point, Courtney Laws was seriously impressive in this whole game, and he carries on making really good impact. I think being the captain maybe just lifted him that little bit more as well. On the other hand, maybe a slight downside is Carl Sinclair did give away a fair few penalties, 3 that I saw. He's one of the downsides of his game. But anyway, England's new back 3, that was decent. They dealt with any high ball problems, but they will get a bigger workout, I'm sure, next week. Anyway, 26 minutes, Slade breaks, but Tuilangi knocks on. Tonga don't contest the line out at all, just giving England a free run of it, to be honest. But then we get a first really good team try from England. Nice running kick return from Stewart. Furbank top handling, and Tuilangi breaks the tackles, looking sharp, slimmed down, looks a bit quicker actually than he has been, so that's good to see. Works back to the left to May. Nice little stop-go finish just to make a bit of space. And the forwards are involved as well, handling the ball, so that's all great. 17-3. Anyway, then we go for a nice bit of box kick and chase from May this time. Taken out in the air, a little bit harsh, but it is probably a yellow these days. And then a nice try in the end from Atoje as Laws really on fire now. Lovely inside tip-on ball to Genge through the gap, then an offload to a Toje. Really good try. Genge carried really well, really was up for this game, so that's good to see. Laws was the captain, Genge was a vice captain. They certainly, I think, raised their games responding to that leadership responsibility. Right, then we get some really exciting stuff as Furbank taps and goes quickly, which is probably the right thing to do, launches an attack, but Slade's pass is intercepted. Viano goes the length of the pitch, turns Stewart one way, then the other way. That is Stewart's slight weakness on the turn. Turns him inside out, looks like he's going to finish, but then from nowhere, Courtney Laws comes in like Superman. He makes the tackle and knocks the ball out. Absolute killer there for Viano. Really should have scored, but no try. And England win a nice scrum penalty, relieve the pressure. So that was pretty exciting stuff. And a good turnover penalty from Curry. Now, just a note here, Curry playing 8. Is he a great 8? No. His carries were okay. He tries really hard, but having Underhill and Curry on the pitch at the same time, yeah, that's pretty cool. On that turnover penalty, Underhill makes a tackle, Curry makes a turnover. But, I don't really see him as an 8. When Dombrandt came on, did pretty well, although the one thing I want Dombrandt to do more is when the carry's on, is just go that little bit harder. Maybe he's looking just to pass the ball a little bit more than carry. Just in international rugby, he might have to up the grunt of his carry. Anyway, just before half-time, we do get a try, though, with a slick line-out drill. George, good line-out throw, Maul, then a break blind from Young, little slight dummy to May, gives him the space, and he goes over. Nice try for Young's there, definitely. And that's the first of Young's 2 tries, so it's 29-3 at half-time. Into the second half, and England continue to dominate. Dombrandt's on, but they don't manage to get over for a good 10 minutes. There's a lovely delay pass from Slade to Tuolangi, who streaks clear, again showing good pace in this match, but they lose it. And then there's more nice hoovering up work from Stewart on the little kicks through, launches an attack. They go wide, but a deliberate knock-on from Tonga. It was close, he might have regathered, but it is a yellow these days, so he goes off for 10 minutes. Tuolangi sets up 10 metres out, but then a good Tonga turnover, so they muck up that one. It's a messy 10 minutes. England a little lucky that Tonga, their kicking is so poor, so they can't get out of problems. Like I said, Stewart hoovering it up and bringing it right back. Another note that the Tongan wingers, especially Cater, was busting tackles, causing some serious issues, so definitely a decent-ish spell for Tonga there, because Tonga are absolutely massive. But then we get a brilliant solo try from Ben Youngs, and it is mighty embarrassing for Vianu, the Tonga 8, as Youngs rips the ball straight out of his grasp. I think he's trying to bust through the tackle and kind of forgets about the ball. So Young takes it off him, and Young's streaks clear, showing good pace to go about half the length of the pitch to score. So 34-3, Slade, of course, not getting the kick. Anyway, Tonga come back and maul it up to 2 metres, but a good turnover from a Toje, good tight scrum work again. So England are getting out of trouble quite nicely when they are under pressure. And Tonga start overplaying, gift England a few things, so that's not great for them either. Johnny Hill's being a bit of a nuisance. He had a decent game, which is good for him. Then we get the next try, 59 minutes, excellent line-out set piece, releases Youngs breaking wide, and he passes inside to May, who does really well to actually stretch over. Looks like Tonga have just made the tackle, but that's sharp work from May. He looked decent, to be fair, 41-3. England driving the ball nicely, drive a good 30 metres. Curry goes clean through, but they can't score. Dombrandt probably really should again pinned his ears back and gone for it. That's just what I want him to do, a little bit more, dip down a bit lower, go for it a bit more, use his bulk. Really good hands from Atkinson, Smith, but England still can't finish, getting penalties. Atkinson again probably doesn't carry that well, maybe looking to play the ball a bit too much. Then we get a pretty naughty action from Fine. It looks like I've written fine here, but it is actually Fine, who makes a high shot and then sticks his shoulder into Smith when he's on the ground. That's really naughty, to be fair, and you can't get away with it, so I'm a bit surprised he did it. But that's a straight red card, pretty clear. And then from then on in, it's really hard work for Tonga, as they're tired anyway, 14 men, it's pretty tricky. So there's a try almost straight away, Maul up to 5 metres, penalty, another maul, and George goes over. Nice tight ball, good set piece work, good line out work, great game for George. He's certainly come roaring back into it. 72 minutes, England cut loose again straight off kickoff. Nice work from Slade, cut straight through the tiring Tongans. Really waits until the right time to give the pass, desperately looking around for the right option but not panicking. That's decent. Feeds Smith, who goes over. Huge cheer from the crowd. I think Marcus Smith is going to be a Twickenham favourite for sure. 55-3. England go end-to-end but then muck it up because there's an offside, but they do go end-to-end again on 77 minutes. They work the length of the pitch. Radwan causing chaos in a very bizarre sort of way. Smith goes through, feeds Blamire, 62-3. Looks like it could be over, but they get the ball to Radwan again, who skins a couple of players. A very bizarre pass in kind of to the referee or something like that, but it bobbles around and Mitchell manages to hack it through for the final score of 69-3. So England get the job done. Plenty of very good performances. They'll be happy that they managed to put a lot of what they'd worked on the practice pitch onto the actual game pitch, so that's good for them. Does it really mean they're going to do well against Australia and South Africa? Well, no, but it's a good physical workout, a good workout for their own technical stuff. But let me know what you think. Who played well, who didn't play well, where should they go with selection from now on? Anyway, guys, I'll catch you next time.